there were little rods that people
You
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me.
It's time for either or.
You take it and you just go like this.
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right
Have
now.
a
A portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is
a
a
por-
portable
it's a-
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go with
with
it?
it on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? They got an outlet
well,
on
I
an
don't know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6 hours. 4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
what do
if
you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's going to leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets to
people.
charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that
The
because they...
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine.
Ridiculous.
You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 171. That's a
Uh,
palindrome.
Palindrome.
Yeah.
Went back and forth.
Correct.
Have you ever microwaved Pop-Tarts?
Yes, all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people just put them right in the toaster.
Well, I don't have a toaster.
You don't have a toaster?
I don't.
Are you an adult?
I am.
You're-
I don't even have. I had a toaster oven for the longest time, and when I moved out of my last apartment, it was super old, and of course, where I was going, it was not welcome, so I had to throw it out.
A toaster's not welcome where you were going?
No, toaster oven.
Oh, toaster oven.
Oh, okay.
I was like, man, people are, what?
No, I had a toaster oven that had a toast setting.
I love toaster ovens. You know, they're kind of like I want to say like the cheap man stove.
No, I want a toaster because I like bagels,
Oh, me too. I'm a big bagel person.
and a toaster takes up less counter space than a toaster oven. But one thing I have considered getting is an air fryer.
I've been seeing a lot of people
Ooh.
buying those.
Yeah.
My one friend swears by it.
So does that like pressurize your food?
No, that's a
or-
pressure cooker.
I don't know how it works, but I know that you don't have to use the oven. Like, so let's say you
Okay.
get French fries and chicken strips,
Okay.
just put them in the air fryer. And if you use the oven, I mean, if you don't use the oven, at least in the summer, I don't know about y'all, but my oven makes my apartment hotter.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Well, of
so
course
it
it does.
could conserve some energy if, to lighten up on your power electric bill.
What's your favorite Pop-Tart?
The two I always go for is either s'mores or frosted strawberry.
Okay. Okay. Alex?
But I have seen they have ridiculous
Oh,
flavors.
There's so
yeah.
many.
Oh,
but
different
I did
flavors.
see they have like the cupcake flavor, like the
Mhm.
Hostess cupcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That might be good.
Yeah. Alex, what's yours?
I usually like cherry.
Cherry can kiss ass.
I didn't bash
Especially-
any of your shit, okay?
Especially the non-frosted ones.
Oh,
Oh,
non-frosted.
all
Get out of town.
all non-frosted Pop Tarts need to like just be destroyed. That takes the fun out of Pop Tarts.
It does.
And then a second would be the what's the one I like? The cinnamon
brown sugar.
sugar.
brown
cinnamon.
brown sugar cinnamon.
That's my favorite.
Where
hands
do you
down.
stand on the argument that toaster strudels are actually better than Pop Tarts?
I like them.
I say F that.
No.
I'd say they're probably better. They're flakier, and they
Yes.
have the frosting
They're
on top.
messier.
They're more there's more maintenance.
Oh, and so much sugar.
Plus, you could eat a Pop Tart just straight out of the package if you wanted to.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
like
I
them
don't
that way,
prefer
but
to.
if you're pressed for time, you could.
You can.
Yeah.
Yes. And you ever have like the Pop Tarts to go Pop Tarts, the little Pop Tart bites in
Isn't
the
that
90s?
a cereal? That's a
There is a
cereal.
cereal
now.
There is
too.
a cereal.
We
We
did
just
buy
finished
it.
a box.
Is
Yeah.
it gross?
Ugh.
Josh doesn't like it. I don't think it's the best, but I'll eat
It's
it.
because it's strawberry.
It is strawberry.
It's the strawberry
but it's
Pop
like,
Tarts.
they're little. Looks like little mini wheats, but
Yes,
they're
yes,
little Pop
Pop-Tarts.
Tarts.
But you're right. There was just a cold snack.
Yeah, in the
with
90s.
in the bites, yeah.
Yeah, the Pop Tarts. I think they
I
brought
don't
that back,
remember that.
actually. Yeah.
Do you guys remember back in the 90s when the Wild Berry came out and like in the commercial for it? Because it was like
it was the,
it
the wild box.
and
It,
was
had
just,
the
like,
box with teeth.
Oh,
was
the
like-
blue,
Yeah.
crazy blue one, right?
Yeah, I want to see
Well, it
if
was
I
like
can
blue and
if I can
purple.
look
Yeah,
that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And then the box would be like, because it's wild. It's like wild berry or wild something.
Josh, if you're looking this up, are
Yeah.
they going to be able to see it?
Yeah.
How?
Watch.
Yeah, that one.
That's it. It's like
Say 90s.
Teeth.
Oh.
That might
no,
not work.
You might have
It's okay.
to
I'll
do
keep
that.
looking it up. Actually, I like the wild berry ones.
I don't think I ever had it.
I don't think you're going to be able to find
No.
what
It's
you're
like a
looking
neon Pop Tart. It's
It
like
is.
it got highlighter spilled on it.
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
You've never had them though?
I don't think
The
so.
wild berry?
I
No.
don't think so.
It's a good. It's a good
They're
one.
okay. I
They have,
don't.
they have like a cookies and cream one. They have a cinnamon roll. There's a
Lots
peanut
of-
butter.
They have in the fall. They have pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I'm looking up '90s commercial. I want to see this box with teeth. I swear, it might be a Mandela
Well,
effect.
if you are no, it's not a Mandela effect.
no,
No.
okay,
No, it was
Well,
was
I'm not
either
finding it.
was a box and it went and it ran around and grabbed.
yeah, and it was in the jungle.
Well, maybe it was
Is it? Yeah.
only in the commercial.
Yeah, it was just in the.
Well, I did look
commercial.
up the
Speaking
commercial,
of jungles, do you remember? I can't remember what product it was for, but the safari people and they hear. I think it was maybe Cheetos, but they're like, "School's out," and they hear the rush of.
I think
animals.
yeah, it makes.
I can't remember the
but
product.
now I'm thinking of animal crackers
No, it wasn't. Animal.
No,
because
it
you say
wasn't animal.
safari.
No, that was
definitely
wild
people in the jungle.
thornberries.
That's a Nickelodeon cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Could have been a promotion for it.
No, it wasn't. It was
wasn't?
for a product you eat.
Okay, whatever.
Some
All
kind
right.
of after school snack
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're like school's out and these wild kids are coming to get
Yeah.
us.
Okay.
The reason why I would microwave Pop Tarts is it actually doesn't dry it out. It's actually
Yeah,
like
I know it's just
it's
warm,
good.
Did
but
the
I
toaster
would.
drive it out?
oh it does.
It
yes.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it fries the like almost kind of burns it.
Cooks
Doesn't
it.
matter what temperature you keep it in. It's more crispy.
Yep. Yep.
Versus just in the microwave, it just warms the jelly. This is making my mouth like I'm really hungry. I
You
just
gonna
got off
say,
work. Like I was
Did
like,
you eat today?
yeah, I had a shake.
That's it?
Well, I mean, I had like my breakfast oatmeal and
Okay.
then a shake. I'm hungry.
Let's talk about the movie club because
Yes,
I got a lot
let's.
to say.
So
Sweet, okay.
what the movie club is every week we pick a movie for all of us to watch, including the audience. If you guys want to chime in on our YouTube, which we are live by the way, this week we watched What Dreams May Come, 98.
So
98.
first, I want to know
when it came
why you like this movie, Alex.
Because it's
And then I'm going to say I need to go first because that's going to guide the rest of our talk,
Okay.
or at least the
Okay.
first part of it.
Okay.
Why do I like this movie? Well, we just watched it last night. I don't know. I still like it. I just think it's a very good, dramatic movie
I'm gonna put it
that
in my
Robin
bed.
Williams is in.
Okay. I
It's
gotta-
a non-funny Robin Williams movie.
'Kay,
That's very good.
Okay, I gotta go now.
Okay, sure.
I hated this movie.
Why? Why?
I hated it.
What's wrong with it?
First of all, I am not, and I know I'm the minority. I do not like Robin Williams movies, except for Jumanji and
Oh,
Jack
okay.
is okay.
Well, I was going to say the opposite. There is not a Robin Williams film I hate.
Now again, I haven't seen a lot of them, kind of like Michael
Oh.
Keaton. I just haven't seen that many.
Mm-hmm.
But even in his comedic roles, I just don't love him as much as some people do.
So you don't like?
Oh.
You've never seen Patch Adams?
No.
Oh.
Oh man.
Now,
I should have picked that one.
About
That's a good
this
one. That's
movie,
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't angry until I found out that Cuba Gooding was his son.
Yeah.
Then I was angry
Why?
Why?
because I didn't understand a damn thing that was happening in this
It's
movie.
because it's heaven.
Yeah.
And he says you you know.
Did you
honestly,
pay attention to the
I
any
did.
of the
I tried
dialogue?
to
Honestly.
follow it, and I even had subtitles on. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I can change your mind real quick. Why?
Okay, go ahead.
Why?
This is a book adaptation.
Oh yes, it is. It's also
Meaning
a book.
what?
That means a lot of elements were talked about but not visited.
Not yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
So-
I want to see this in a mini series instead of a film.
Sure.
This would be a great mini series. HBO, Showtime, someone pick it up. Amazon, they need stuff. Do a like 6 episodes.
I felt like I needed a PhD in psychology to understand what was going
There
on.
was some strong words used as far as like
I know. My first time watching it, I was
Knowing
a
about
child.
the head.
I've only watched the movie less than 5 times my entire life because it's very emotional.
It
So
is
it's
an
like,
emotional
it's hard
film.
to
Well,
watch.
it's depressing.
Well, yeah, it is, but I like it for what it is. It's just I think it's a beautiful story.
I mean, I tried to follow it. I was reading the subtitles, and I
Huh.
did not understand why his children took forms as other people, and why he saw Albert as the doctor, but it's actually his son. But his son couldn't tell him that it was his son. I didn't get anything.
But the kids
They explain it
themselves,
at the beginning of-
no, the kids themselves before they present and tell him, "Hey, I'm your kid." They say, "Do you want to know why I look like this in front of you?" Well, because this is who I wanted to grow up to look like, or who I wanted to be to impress you as a father.
apparently
Why-
he was a stickler as a dad.
Yeah,
They
and
didn't.
they kind of show that.
But they didn't say that.
They didn't. There's
They-
a lot of stuff
No.
they didn't visit.
You had to come to these conclusions
Yes,
before
you
they
did.
revealed it.
the son and the father relationship
now I
is
did-
hardly touched on.
I did understand that he's like, I chose this form because he's the only guy you ever listened to,
Right.
Mhm.
and it was the doctor that he interned, the first doctor
Which
he
is
interned
which
with.
is interesting because the doctor is someone else.
The old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
he portrayed
yes.
a different guy.
I didn't understand living in the painting. I guess the painting was heaven to them.
They said that
That's
they
how it
get to-
started.
they said that that's how it starts. Is you kind of pick where you feel most comfortable.
Mhm.
So and you feel most comfortable and connected in your painting. So that's where he went.
'Kay.
And he can do whatever he wants.
I mean, I
It's
don't
heaven.
know. Maybe I'm a dullard and I just don't get into the intellectual, make you think real hard movies.
Yeah, it's kind of like Inception, where you
Yeah,
you really think harder into it. Like for me, when I saw Inception in theaters, I was doing math. Like of how long you have to sleep in order for this to happen and this and this. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh! Like I was doing math in the theater. Like this is another one of those think hard, give you more
Open
deeper,
to
interpretation.
interpretation.
I wouldn't say if you watch it for the first time, don't think hard on like movies these days. Everybody's trying to break them down, and instead of just watching.
That's what
them.
you guys do.
I know, but when
You
I
still do
first
it.
watched this movie back in the '90s, I wasn't in that mindset. I just watched it and went,
Mhm,
"Oh,
mhm.
that's his son. Oh, that's," and I didn't try to figure out what kind of doctor he was, or why he did this, or it was just kind of a enjoy the movie.
Okay.
But it's not laid out to where you can do that easily.
do you need?
I don't think.
Do you need a movie that really points everything out to
I
you?
don't need it, but
No.
when it's spoken so,
Because Fight Club made you mad.
yeah, but
Cabin in the Woods made you mad.
Wait. Fight Club didn't make me
Well,
mad.
You
I was
wanted
just
things
like,
explained. Yeah,
I don't want to. I don't want the brain teaser that is required.
you don't like twist films.
Brett does not like brain teasers.
Okay.
Not when I have
Okay.
to. Not when I don't understand the twist, I guess. But this, I wouldn't say this had twists. It
No,
just
not really.
it picked the most complicated way to explain something.
Well, heaven and hell are complicated.
See, there was a portion that
And
was
it's just
So there's
you know,
that.
it's just the
Oh, it's-
screenwriter's interpretation of
Yeah.
what
It
those
is.
things are.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
The book came out, I believe, in the 70s. So
And to make you feel better, Josh was not silent last night through the whole film. He kept asking me the same things you are, even though he's seen it once.
So
and I've
I'm
only
not
seen it like
alone.
4 or 5 times.
Not alone in this.
He's like, "Wait, so what do you mean?" He means when you see your kids, you will. And I'm like, "Just watch the movie." That's all I kept saying.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
you're like no.
"Just
You said I
watch-
don't know.
I don't know. Just watch the movie." Like I was like, "Quit asking questions and watch the movie."
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I was not mad at Fight Club.
But you were mad at Inception and
I
Cabin in the Woods.
Definitely Cabin in the Woods. I don't remember being mad at Inception, but I'm not saying
You
I
didn't.
wasn't.
Enjoy it because it's more of a audio film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Christopher Nolan's a lot like that. Like a lot of
Mhm.
his films are more audio
One
esque.
of his
But okay, so
Yeah.
to wrap up, what dreams may come. What do you think of the story of the movie? Brett?
Hated it.
You hated
Well,
the movie, or you hate not
the
just the
story
movie, but
Like
or
the
the-
Soulmates.
The meaning. The
meaning of the
it's
movie.
very nice. I understand. I mean, could you imagine losing both your kids and then losing your husband?
who's your soulmate?
Yes.
That's just the
Which
hardest
I think is
Now see here.
soulmates. I think is overplayed sometimes.
Well, that's why in the movie they say
Well,
it's rare.
Think about this. Think about this. And soulmates. Okay.
Yeah.
And the idea that there's one person for everybody.
Okay.
They didn't say that one person.
No,
for
but that's
everybody.
kind of the same thing,
He
right?
explains it as another you
Yes.
is out there.
What are the odds on a planet of 6 or 7 billion people that you're going to actually meet that person?
Very rare, like they say in the movie. It's very rare, but it can happen.
Yeah, like the
Mhm.
connection that they had post mortem and
I take a more practical interpretation of finding
Like when someone's like,
your person.
when
Right.
someone says, "Oh my gosh, I found my soulmate," that I think is overused.
Yes.
But there are certain couples that are just like, "Wow,
It's-
they must be soulmates."
It's fine
Right.
for a movie,
Yeah.
but in
Mhm.
real life, I don't think there's a lot of.
I think this film. I'm waiting to say something.
Okay.
Go for it.
I think that this film is better than any Nicholas Sparks film.
Nicholas Sparks films are elementary. to
Except
this.
for
Yes.
A Walk to Remember.
Was that him? Did he write
I
that?
think so.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's very difficult to
My-
watch. I've seen it twice.
It's really the only
twice.
chick flick movie that I would watch without a chick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
okay.
it's a very emotional
Plus,
movie.
I like Mandy Moore.
Yeah, Mandy
I
Moore.
like her too.
She there was a piece on her that I read. I don't remember what she was doing recently. Crap.
She's in This Is Us.
Yeah, which that's coming out soon.
I hope so.
I don't know if this is it, but there was one episode where I guess whoever she's dating or married to dies, and
Yes.
in the end of the episode, she takes a bite of a candy bar, and it's
Yes,
kind of a
and-
nod towards her song "Candy," which is one of her first singles.
Oh.
Or that was people kind of jumped to that.
Alex.
Okay.
Alex.
Well, okay.
loves
Well,
that
when
show.
she eats the candy bar,
And
that's
it-
like that scene that they're talking about is the worst scene in the whole entire show.
Like the whole series.
What do you mean
Yes.
the worst?
Why? what do you
Worst
mean?
meaning like
Sad?
I'm getting goosebumps. It was
Oh.
that sad. She literally
Oh.
left the room to get some candy because of the stressful situation, and when to call her kids, got off the phone, turned around, and you can see what's happening in the background as she's on the phone. Like just minutes. She just left the room and just had a conversation just like you and I. Turned around and then their doctor said this and this and this. Like pretty much your husband died. And she's like, wait a second, I'm not getting what you're talking. He's just right there. I just talking.
So she's like in shock.
And she's in shock, and the first thing she does is she's just in shock, and she takes a bite of a candy bar. And
Mhm.
he's like, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And
Spoiler alert. I mean.
oh my god,
Well,
this show has
it's
been
probably
out for
what-
years.
It's probably
It's
a
fine.
couple seasons ago.
And everybody
I don't
knows
know.
by now by looking at the previews and stuff, he's gone.
Okay.
And you know from the very first, from the instant you watch the movie, he's gone. Or
Okay.
the show, know
Okay.
he's gone.
Okay.
It's just finding out how he dies. I didn't say how he dies. I described the moment.
Mhm.
So you don't know why he died. So boom, no spoiler.
At the point that that's happening, it's not a spoiler.
No, but I was bawling my eyes out in that scene. I can't believe that they're going to relate that to candy because that's
By-
bullshit.
By the way,
jeez.
there's an actress I do not know her name on This Is Us,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of famous for getting the part when she was literally living out of her car or had like less than $10 in her bank account. She's the bigger woman.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, she's a great actor.
And what's interesting about her is that I think eventually somebody is going to, because she's in Hollywood and she's in TV shows, is going to criticize her for her weight. Just like Melissa McCarthy was.
The whole show's about her weight.
Yes, but I'm saying, yeah,
So she has to keep character. So I'm going to guess that she's not getting mocked for it.
not yet. But, you know, Melissa McCarthy was early in her career.
She was larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So was,
Kelly Clarkson gained weight and people made fun of her, and you know what? She said, fuck 'em.
Well, that's what I'm
Like,
I'm
you just
not
have to have an
disagreeing, but
everybody
I'm
has
just
an
saying
attitude.
it
Yeah.
usually will come,
yeah.
and especially in this day and age.
I guess.
But maybe she just, even though it's a hit show, I don't think she's broke into mainstream really yet as far as being a household
Well,
name.
you can't say
I
her
don't-
name. You don't know her name.
I can't remember what her name is, honestly. But she's also in a lot
Do
of
you need me
her,
to look it up?
Sure. A lot
Yeah.
of her scenes that she's in are very emotional, and a lot of them are about depression and weight and how her genetics are completely opposite from the rest, where her two brothers are super skinny. She came out and just her mom's skinny, and you see as she's grown up as a teenager, looking at her mom's size dresses, looking at how old she is in her size clothes, and she's just
her.
she's a really good actress. But like, it's all about depression and growing up as a bigger child and then as a bigger woman and having anxiety. Like,
What's her name?
Her name? It didn't say on that.
Well, okay, you
screen,
totally brought up a picture.
I should have. Yes, but the name didn't show up.
She had 88. Oh, her name is Chrissy Metz.
I thought it was
Thanks,
Chris
Dad.
version.
She had 88 cents in
Yep,
her account
Chrissy
when
Metz.
she was hired to This Is Us.
There
Well,
you
now
go.
she's like a millionaire
It's
because
just
this
like
show is
Chris Pratt.
amazing.
Yeah. So, what dreams may come.
We took a big right turn from there. So
I liked it.
My next question, Alex, is: are you deliberately picking movies that you know that I'll hate?
No, these
Did-
are just we just have opposite likes as far as
That was
movies.
just a joke.
No, I get it. I was smiling.
I didn't hate your movie.
I didn't hate Princess Bride, but there was nothing I really enjoyed about it.
Right.
I will stop picking old movies.
No, because the old is my forte.
That's okay.
Okay.
So Josh, it's your turn.
That's what I would consider a classic Robin Williams movie.
Sure.
So if someone to say you pick the funniest one, the saddest one, and the scariest one, and the most serious one, that would be the most. I wouldn't say the saddest. That's the most serious.
Okay.
The saddest one is gonna be, to me, Patch Adams.
Okay.
That is very sad.
It's
one.
a very sad movie.
Yeah.
It's very good, but it's very sad.
Movie for next week, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. I'm for
Wait,
that.
have you seen it?
No.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna watch
I haven't
Pulp
seen it in a
Fiction.
very long time.
I love Pulp Fiction.
And right
that-
now, what's that?
Is that still on Netflix?
It might
Oh,
be.
who knows? It's somewhere because it's a cult classic that's everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we can finally quote Pulp Fiction. Everybody know what I'll talk about.
Well,
Yep.
well, one of the quotes is one of my favorite movie quotes of all time, even though I've never seen the movie.
Let me guess.
Is it a Bruce Willis quote?
No. I'm gonna guess it's Samuel L. Jackson. Does he look like a bitch?
Nope.
Oh.
English, mother effer, do you speak it?
All right,
Okay,
that's in
okay.
the same scene, and I can't wait for you to watch it. Can we watch it together? I want to watch it together.
Well, does your stream schedule change?
I don't like
I don't know, we'll figure it out.
distractions when I'm watching a movie I haven't seen.
Dang it.
What's
Because I'm
that
gonna be
mean?
a distraction. I'm gonna be like this scene.
Well,
this scene.
like in Fight Club when y'all were staring at me.
No. This is different. This is different.
There's no like.
Pulp Fiction's a fun movie.
It's more of just like there's like 8 stories in one.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
he's gonna get pissed at the beginning.
no.
Just don't tell him.
I don't remember the beginning.
Okay.
I remember like 4
All
scenes.
I know about the beginning is it's in a diner.
Oh, that's a yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm zipping my lips.
So Pulp Fiction is our movie for next week, and that's actually a cult classic, and it's on Google's top movies of all time.
Yes, I agree.
That's Tarantino, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yep.
When does my movie come out?
It came out Friday.
Is it
It's
getting
not doing very well in the box office, but the reviews are pretty good.
Oh, what, that double thing?
No.
No,
Once
the,
Upon a Time.
Once Upon a
Yeah.
Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not doing well, but it's got good
It's probably
reviews.
just because there's so much out right now that everyone's flocking
everyone's
to,
going to
and then
Lion
no one's
King.
like, no one wants to
I heard
watch this
Lion King
movie.
fell off big this weekend.
Did
though.
it really? I didn't read that. I just
Did we
remember.
talk
I
about
think
it
I,
last time?
I think
Yeah, we
we went
reviewed
in
the
depth.
stuff on it.
I was
about it.
really, really tired that day.
So Pulp Fiction is next week. We will be discussing it in its entirety as far as spoilers, maybe some stuff we'll talk about. You guys can chime in as well. It is a it's a pretty big movie. I've been waiting to like talk about it and want to watch it.
That's awesome.
We'll have
I'm
to
excited.
see when we'll watch it.
That just you took a 180 there.
What did you expect?
I don't know, but there's never one time in my life besides now that you're like, honey, let's watch Pulp Fiction.
I have a list.
Yeah, I have a
and
list for you too.
There's only 2 things on it right now, I think.
Of like your ideas for
There's-
movies.
You guys, you did watch Basic Instinct, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we watched
Okay.
it
That was
with
a
you.
that
I
was.
thought I thought we talked
I
about
actually
it.
really enjoyed
Yeah,
that
we really
movie.
liked the movie. We're
Yeah.
like, wow, this is actually it still holds up. It's a good.
It is.
It's a
Very
good
good. Michael
story.
Douglas, man, he's one of the best actors
You've
of
seen
the
The
90s.
Game, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I
great
like the
movie.
game.
It's-
That was my introduction to him.
that's a little bit harder to watch, only
in
because
the
it's
head. It's all
very
in the head.
very serious.
Oh my God.
You know,
yes.
and-
Sean Penn. Yeah.
Sean Penn and
Oh
like
my-
I said,
I
Michael
mean,
Douglas.
speaking of
Yeah.
like going back to Pulp Fiction, there are so many big actors
Oh yeah.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie. Like it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
crap, what's his name? One of the first guys.
Brandon Roth.
No,
No, it's not his name.
older guy.
Older guy.
Older guy.
He's
Car-
in
Cartel.
Lost. He's in the Lost. Is he in the Lost World? Jurassic Park.
Who?
I can't remember his name. Damn it.
Oh, now Brett has to look up a name.
Oh,
man.
God, Brett has to.
Wait, no. Wait, you said Brandon Roth. I'm like, I know that's not right. It's Tim Roth.
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth.
Brandon Roth.
No, you've got.
What?
Tim Roth. Tim
Brandon Roth
He's
was
not
a
old.
child.
Tim Roth's not old.
No, but Brandon Roth.
No,
is,
but you said old guy.
Oh, he's
Oh,
older.
Tim Roth.
He's older
okay.
than
I
me.
know who you
Oh,
were
he's
talking
really young in Pulp
Okay.
Fiction.
about. Yeah, he's like one of the first people you see. No,
Tim
I
Roth,
mean
I'm
you've
sorry.
got Quentin Tarantino is in his movie.
Yeah, he
was
always.
I
He
thinking
always
of?
is. John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, Tim Roth. Harvey Keitel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ving
Um,
Rhames. I saw Ving Rhames.
Yeah, Ving Rhames. Oh, he's a
Mhm.
big person in there too. Christopher Walken. Forgot he's in it.
I did too. I don't remember him.
I know.
I was thinking of Peter Stormare.
Oh, Steve
Sometimes
Buscemi's
I
in
get
it.
them mixed up.
Steve Buscemi's in a lot of Tarantino
Yeah,
films.
he's in it.
Yeah.
I can't. There's
The
Couple at
Okay,
least, I
the
know.
Russian in Armageddon.
Yeah.
That's Peter Stormare.
Oh, it looks like him.
Yeah.
Looks like Tim Roth. Yeah. All right, let's move on from that, guys. Movie club next week. Pulp Fiction.
Talk about this face app. 'Cause
Yes.
I don't want to.
I don't think we have to. Honestly.
Well,
It's-
people are
it's
taking
then
photos of
it's-
themselves.
It's gone.
and they look old,
Yeah.
and
I think
people are hacking
I already.
accounts.
Well,
faces.
are they hacking or
They're
in
offering their
in
faces.
the privacy agreement? It basically said we can take all your info and store it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Russians.
The Russians.
So yeah, and this is who did we watch that covered this? Was it Philip DeFranco?
Probably.
I don't recall.
I don't know. We watched somebody that had talked about it, like kind of like we are, and basically how it
Do
was.
you have the info on your?
I had closed it because it was just
Oh, okay.
stupid.
Did you all do this?
No.
No,
I didn't either.
No. So basically, what it is if you've ever seen the South Park episode, I think it's the Human Sentai Pad, which is the worst episode in my opinion of the whole entire South Park series. I think it's disgusting and horrible, and I don't think they should have made it. But it has just like every South Park episode, there is a moral to their story.
Yeah,
And
pretty
it's
much.
very good moral, which is read the terms and conditions to
Yeah.
everything.
Which nobody ever does.
Which no one
Because
ever
it's
does.
100 pages long.
Okay. Well, the episode you're talking about is the Human Sentai Pad.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. That is on the documentary as well, and it goes into depth of them talking about their creation of that episode
Yeah.
and how nobody reads it. Nobody.
Nobody
It's-
reads it.
Even if you read it, it's impossible to
They
understand.
even put.
I know one person that in my personal life that reads them and understands them.
Wow.
Your brother.
That is my brother.
Yes. But
How long does it take him?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's a genius. So
Well,
probably
he's not
takes
a
him 2
genius.
seconds.
He's a
he's
smart
really
guy.
smart.
Yeah.
But basically, that's what it sounds like. Is these everybody is obsessed with like Snapchat and facial stuff to like make their face change. You know, kind of like the gender
Yes.
face swap thing. So now there's a newer one called the Face app,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you look like you are really old.
I wouldn't even say. I mean, it is new, but it's kind of it was like a flash, lightning in a bottle. Like it was popular for 2 days, and then
Yeah.
nobody cares.
40 years is how much it ages you.
Yeah, so it ages you 40 years. But in the terms and conditions, so it was built out of what, Russia? Is that where it was?
I'm reading this stuff about this, and it's actually people are more paranoid than they need to be.
Yeah, okay. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because it's really your
It's
terms and
people
conditions,
taking-
you are allowing them to take a lot of your personal information, and they just have it, and they can use it wherever they want. And they had come out and said, like, oh, Americans are stupid because we were the ones that download everything because
Right.
we're Americans.
Mhm.
We're stupid Americans.
Yeah. No,
And or naive or whatever. So they're like, let's put it on America. So they did it, and they said, oh, we were the biggest country, or the one country that had all the downloads, and we just skimmed through it. It was like seconds of people downloading it and accepting. You can have my social security number. You can have this. You can have this. We can unlock your phone. Like all this other stuff, and then people are freaking out that okay, and they've already done it. Well, then they uninstall the app. Well, that doesn't. You've already given your information away.
Right.
Well,
I personally,
I think there's some worse stuff to this. Like basically, when you get those kinds of things on Facebook where they allow to have your information, people don't read into that kind of stuff, like the quizzes and things
Yeah.
like that. You get the information.
I personally, every app that I download, I read most of the terms and conditions, and if it is asking me, do you allow this app to do this? You can say no to
Right.
certain things, not yes to everything.
Right.
No, I don't want you to use my microphone because I'm only downloading a document.
Well,
Like-
yeah, it's a lot of it is will allow us to access your location. and
Right.
you have to-
Location's a
And
big
if-
deal.
You have to
thing
pick
is-
all the
is,
time, or only while using the app, or not
Yeah.
at all, or so on.
Or
Mhm.
if it's an app and you're not sure, like you're downloading a photo, like a collage thing. Like I have a certain collage thing on my phone, and it asks me, do we have use of your microphone? I'm like, I'm only using it to make collages. No. Or if you download Snapchat in the other way, and it says, would you like us to be able to use your microphone? You say no, it'll say, well, sorry, we can't download the app because the app uses your microphone. Oh, that's why you want to use it. And then you can click yes.
You got to know what
So
the app is
you have
for,
to know
too.
what the app is using
Mhm.
versus, hey, I'm downloading a document. Can I have access to your entire phone?
The conspiracy theorist in me, or the cynical side of me, whatever you want to call it, says it doesn't really matter because of the devices in our lives. We've already given so much access to the
Right.
eye in the
Guys,
sky.
we're live on YouTube right
mean,
now.
We are. We're
Hello,
hi.
hi
The-
everybody, the whole world.
Watch the movie Eagle Eye.
Yeah. Okay. Interpret the movie Eagle Eye. Don't watch it. It's a horrible
So,
movie.
I'll never forget, Shia LaBeouf went on The Tonight Show when he was doing his press tour for this movie.
Yeah.
This is in 2008. And they had an FBI consultant on the set for this movie.
This is 11 years ago.
Yes. And then the FBI agent demonstrated that they can pretty much find whatever they want in terms of content on your phone, because he pulled up a specific like voicemail or something from somebody on the staff and
No
showed them.
way.
Yeah, and that was
Wow.
So-
11 years ago.
To point that out to anybody that listens to our podcast that is deciding to raid Area 51, they know everyone that will raid Area 51, when
Just
they're going
because
to
of what
raid,
you've posted.
when they're there, who's going to be there, what time, where exactly they're standing.
Yeah.
They know.
They do. I can't imagine the live feed that's going to come out of that.
There's nothing that's going to come out
Well,
of
we
it.
don't know.
I just I'm super excited to see how dumb people are. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah,
Oh, I think it peaked way too early.
it did.
I
It's-
think
it's
I already
gonna
said
lose
that's
all
why.
steam. I think
It has a whole month
Yeah.
and a
So
half.
Josh and I just
Yeah.
watched on is it Miss Mojo? Is that who we watched?
We watch a lot of things on YouTube.
Okay, so we watched something yesterday. I believe it was Miss Mojo who said it was like the top 10 places you cannot visit, like you're not allowed to at all.
Right.
And number 1 was Area 51, but
Mhm.
there was like throughout the whole entire world. And number 1 was Area 51.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's the most guarded base
Most
in the world.
guarded base in the world. The world. And we want to rate it like stupid people. Not we, people.
People want to
Not
rate
we,
it.
but people want to rate it. Go
Yeah.
raid the Bermuda Triangle because apparently that's going to be a thing too.
Go raid Alex. I think you've got no. Bermuda Triangle is a whole different thing.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
they-
There was actually somebody that came out and said that they're starting another group that those people want to go and raid the Bermuda Triangle next. I'm like, go
You
ahead.
can't raid the Bermuda
You
Triangle.
can't.
You just
No, like
sail
yes,
into
a
it.
You
bunch
do.
of a bunch
It's
of
just a piece
people
of water.
individually
Piece of water.
a bunch of people individually sailing and flying to the Bermuda Triangle.
Take it out.
It's coordinates.
Did you ever see the Rocco's Modern Life episode of the Bermuda Triangle?
I did not.
That is an intense episode, man. That is an episode. If you ever want to see the freakiest Rocco's Modern Life episode, you watch that one.
Isn't the Bermuda Triangle just a supposed spot where you could disappear?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of stories.
There's a lot of stories.
I'm
out
scared of
it.
that area.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
the one place on earth that I'm like, I'm
you
scared
hear about a lot of people disappearing.
Like, and there's no footage, or there's boats or massive planes that just disappear, and all like electronics start getting fuzzy near. Like, it's weird.
Mhm.
So that's why I was like, don't go to Area 51. You take your stupid asses, go to Bermuda Triangle, and find out what the fuck is going on there. I don't
No,
really care about
I'm-
Area 51.
I've never seen a documentary on the Bermuda Triangle.
That's because
but,
it's a spot that nobody can study.
but
Well,
if
the
there's a
the
spot
History
that
Channel did a pretty good one, I think.
But
if there's a
there's,
spot
like-
that can is a mystery, somebody will take a film crew and see
Absolutely,
what's up.
absolutely.
And I'm sure there are people. I'm sure there's documentaries of people trying to make a documentary to go to the Bermuda Triangle and they get lost.
I think
I-
part of the Amelia Earhart disappearance was she was
Was her.
flying over the
Mhm.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yes, I
I'm not
believe
sure
that
about
you
that.
are right on that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because I think that's still one of our top liked tweets of all time.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
our,
Oh,
It
on
was
Twitter.
Amelia Earhart. Yeah.
Mhm.
You were watching that documentary on
Yeah.
her. Yeah. All right. So Face App.
So
Let's
face app,
get out of
don't
that
give out.
crap.
We
their
are going down the rabbit
information.
hole
Read
with
the
every
term-
single subject.
Read the terms
Squirrel.
and conditions.
Oh my gosh. By the way, about the Face App, the images get deleted after 48 hours on their server anyway. So people are more worried about it than they need to be.
Okay, you said the images get deleted,
Mhm.
not the people's information.
Well, I mean, I didn't read. I closed out the article. we're moving
You know,
on.
just by looking at the article, they probably have your information.
Movie
Shut
news.
up.
Movie news.
Did you see that It is getting major runtime?
Well,
What do you mean major runtime?
It
Well-
Chapter 2?
what
Yeah,
I
what about
saw is director's cut.
Do you know how long the director's cut is going to be?
Is it? Are you talking about director's cut in the theater?
No, the
How
theater.
how long is this movie going to be?
The theater cut
Yeah.
is 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Holy shit! Are you kidding me?
Wow,
Director's cut adds an additional hour and 15 minutes to Chapter 2.
that's a mini series.
4 hours.
Nobody's gonna watch that in the
I
theater.
will.
I'm not watching a 4-hour movie.
We
No
will.
way.
I will.
Dude,
The
that
first
was my
one- the first
favorite
one
movie.
moved me.
How can
so
they
well.
cut an hour and a half and still have a movie that makes sense?
I am excited that it's that long.
The
Forget that.
book is there's a lot in the book, so maybe they're just following it pretty darn.
Maybe it's just they're follow it page by page
I
probably.
wouldn't go to any movie for 4 hours.
But 2 hours and 45 minutes of it is pretty long.
I agree. That's why I'm saying, why would you want to watch 4 hours of it?
I want to see how good this one is first
Ooh.
before
No,
they.
reviews aren't out yet because it doesn't come out till
It's a month and a
Probably
half.
October.
Yeah.
October.
No,
right?
it's September.
It's September.
Yeah.
September. Yeah.
What comes out in October?
There's a lot of movies coming
Okay.
out. Yeah.
I don't know. I associate it because it's scary coming out in
What
October.
else in the movie news?
Well, there was a celebrity death over the weekend.
There was.
Rutger Hauer
Now, when I
died.
thought about movies that I know him from, the only thing I could come up with is Batman Begins.
Okay, that's one of his main credited ones.
And he really didn't have that big of
Are
a
you gonna
part
bring
in
it
it.
up?
Oh, you want me to bring up his Rutger Hauer?
Yeah. because you guys know me in names. Because
Yeah.
I know that girl by This Is Us.
By the face.
Yes.
He
so I don't know
was
who
the
Rutger Hauer is.
executive in of Wayne Enterprises in Batman Begins.
Oh, that's right. He was also in
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Yes.
Yes.
He has a very interesting soliloquy that actually brought a lot of people to tears in Blade Runner. I'm going to bring
Mm-hmm.
this up on our YouTube right here, but this is Rutger Hauer. Yeah, he passed away over the weekend. 75.
Wow.
See, when you had told me like from Blade Runner, like I'm thinking of the scene where he's saying what
Wh-
you're talking
yes.
about, and I'm like, you
I
know, he
almost-
looks so young in that. I'm
I
like,
almost
there's no
said
way.
Blade Runner for our movie, but I don't think you would enjoy that film at all, Brett. That's way too artsy.
It's very. I can't even get through it. It's
No.
very difficult to get. Actually, we watched it.
You watched the end.
I watched it and I called my dad. I remember.
You didn't watch
this.
all of it.
No, but I watched like the last half hour or something, and I looked
Yeah.
at you and I'm like, "How are you following this?"
It was difficult.
And I called my dad. I'm like, "What is this about?" He's like, "It was a great movie." I'm like,
Yeah.
How? I'm like, how is this a great movie?
Yeah.
What year did it come out?
70 something?
Oh, Blade Runner?
I don't think
80.
it's that old.
It's in the 80s. I know that for certain. But his Tears in the Rain soliloquy actually brought a lot of production. 82 production members to tears because it was actually ad-libbed, and
It's a very like.
it's a moving part of the movie.
Yeah.
I also know him from Sin City.
Oh,
Cardinal Rourke.
yes.
Yes,
I remember that now.
the whole
Sometimes
Elijah Wood
I was thinking about
gross scene.
Rutger Hauer, and then I thought there's three guys I kind of put in the same era. I don't even know if that's the right word, but there's Rutger Hauer, there's Powers Booth, and there's Stacy Keach.
And they
I
were all in
always I always mix up Stacy Keach and Powers Booth.
Those two, yes. Stacy Keach, didn't he? No, Powers Booth passed away recently, right?
I don't know.
We talked about this because we were talking about Sin City.
We'll look him up.
God dang it. But yeah, Cardinal
Pow-
Rourke.
Because Senator Rourke is Powers Booth in Sin City,
Yeah.
and
that's-
he is a mean-looking mother
What's the
in
matter?
Sin City.
What
Her
happened?
phone crashed.
Yeah, my phone just keeps crashing.
Oh, Powers
him up.
Booth passed away 2 years ago.
Okay,
Yes,
but
we did talk about
is
that.
Stacy Keach alive?
Stacy Keach. Yeah, they look very similar. Yeah, he's still alive. Yep.
Powers Booth has a really good voiceover voice
He did.
for like
he
a villain.
Did, yes. Yeah, he had a very booming look about him
Yeah.
too, especially with that.
Very intimidating.
Yeah, the coloring that they did in Sin City was very
and
well
he,
done.
He had that villain mustache, and he was just a badass.
Yeah, and Cardinal Rourke, Rutger Hauer portraying Cardinal Rourke in Sin City, really creepy dude as well. Like he's
Yes.
basically the religious nut with Elijah
Who protects?
Wood.
Who did he protect his
Oh,
brother?
That's who you're talking
Because
about. Yeah, that guy's a
they were
creep.
brothers. The cardinal and the senator were brothers, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
in-
pretty
in
certain.
Sin
Yes.
City.
Yes.
I think one protected the other as far as illegal activity.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up in Sin City.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Now.
That scene right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Because
really.
then doesn't Marv shoot him in the head?
Well, Marv captures. Well, he invades the farm
Yes.
and takes Rutger Hauer. Oh, he kills Elijah Wood,
Right.
and then this is a spoiler alert
Cho-
from 2005.
chops off all of his limbs.
He does, yes.
And then puts tourniquets on the end so he doesn't bleed out.
And the
Yep.
dog goes after him, and then he gives the head to Rutger Hauer's character, and he's just like,
What am I gonna do with this?
So yeah, he was a really underrated actor. He played a lot of small roles. No, he's only an antagonist in actually in all
think
three of those films that we
in
talked about.
Our span of watching movies, it was
Mhm.
smaller roles, but I think he was bigger in his younger
Yes.
days.
I mean, you said 75, right?
He was 75 years old.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, you and I agreed. Like, if we reach 75, we're good.
Yeah. It said that he passed away from an illness. It didn't say. Yeah, didn't say what else. So let's move on from there, guys.
Any other movie news?
Do you have anything as far as movie news?
No,
No.
I don't think so. I don't think there was anything.
You
Yeah.
wrote down playing and watching.
Yeah.
What did you have to say?
We're watching
Oh,
a TV
oh, we
show
need to talk about that.
that is out of this world. It's
So
called,
I wanna do the intro to it.
go ahead.
So, it's a if you enjoyed seeing well, actually, Game of Thrones was known as the show that had all of the dicks in it. Like you see a lot of penis.
Oh, that's what
Okay,
the news around the internet was.
That's like, oh, you want,
Is.
all right, you like
Still is.
you like penis woman. You need to watch Game of Thrones because there's shots everywhere of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Game of Thrones doesn't even have a spot on HBO anymore. It's now this new show called Euphoria, which, by the way, it's a good show.
It is a very
but
odd show.
There is just one episode. It's just like it felt like 75% of the show was showing you a penis.
They were talking about dick pics in that
So,
episode.
At what point does a show like that go from I mean, at what point does it stop being
Entertaining.
part of the story and go to might as well just be porn?
Well, this point was talking about how guys these days take photos of their genitalia improperly.
To impress a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
And
And
they went
how-
through an entire scene on how to properly do it.
Do it. Like they broke the
fourth
fourth
wall.
wall to explain it. Like pause the show to go. All right, there are 3 different categories of dick pics. There's horrifying, terrifying, and what was the other?
Acceptable.
Acceptable. And they break down each one and show you a picture of just random shit from the internet. I'm like, that's about right. But it's like it's really funny, and then, like the whole show is, or the whole just that episode is about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very the questions you had asked or just asked was, when does it become porn? Well, it's not porn. It's actually real life. It's really what they're showing.
It's a very realistic
It's a
show.
very real life show.
Everything
real
I've
life,
seen
nothing
is pretty,
blurred out.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. Alex,
Ugh.
Cal Jacobs, the dad. You know him.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Marley and Me. Owen Wilson's best friend.
Josh, I watched Marley and Me in like 2007.
God dang it. Okay. You make me upset.
I watched it once, and I'm not gonna watch it again because it made me and your BFF at the time bawl our eyes out, and he didn't even watch the whole fucking movie.
No, yes. Well, you've seen Marley and Me, Brett.
Nope.
No.
No.
Well.
He won't like it.
Well, no, he won't.
No, he won't. It's not one. It's definitely no. Mm-mm.
That's what he looks like in
yeah.
Marley and Me.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
don't remember?
No,
Okay.
I totally forgot Jennifer Aniston was even in it. Oh,
Yeah.
you might like it. 'Cause you like Jennifer
Oh yeah, Jennifer Aniston's in it. You might like it, Brett.
You might like it.
I was just thinking the only reason I'd really probably watch that is for Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. But Euphoria, the actress Zendaya, who is the main character. She is MJ in Spider-Man.
The new Spider-Man.
Kirsten Dunst.
No,
Oh, the new one.
the new one.
She's the new
Yes, yes.
MJ.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, completely different character flip. Like you see her in Spider-Man, and then you see her in
Now
Euphoria.
she's like doing drugs
Ooh.
and like, but it's all like I just said, it's very real life.
Yeah. So what we're gonna
So
stay on
there's
this
cringy
show.
moments.
The main character, it starts off. She just got out of rehab. She's a drug addict, and she can't find a way to stay clean.
And she's 17.
And it takes place in Florida.
Hmm.
It's just there you go, high school, boom.
But it's
It's
intense.
insane. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
And it makes me and Josh think about, wow, if this is really how high school is now, with like, because a lot of it stems from having cell phones and having
Yes.
access to everything, like
Sure.
like having access to porn and really just porn.
Well, one of the
And
one
being
of the main
able to send
characters.
photos of yourself and not knowing not knowing the consequences of your actions by sending something before it's already done.
One of
and
the
over
main
with.
characters is a cam girl.
Nuh-uh.
Well, yeah, she's the fetish girl.
Like real life cam girl?
No.
Oh, the way that you said that, I was like, she really is
no,
a cam girl.
That one of the actresses
Yeah.
portrays a cam girl
And
in
they
high
don't.
school.
She doesn't understand that yet because she's a teenager.
She doesn't understand the consequence of what might happen.
It'll follow you.
Yep. So interesting show if you want to check out. I don't know how to describe Euphoria.
You just gotta
It's a
try. You
drama.
have to try it out.
Yeah, the first episode was really an interesting, like, whoa, insane. You watching anything?
No, I
else?
went
No?
back to I do what I do and I stick to what I already like.
You're not trying
So,
anything new.
No, I go back and forth between the original CSI and 24.
I'm interested in seeing how the Big Bang Theory ended.
Yeah, and if it would ever
Maybe
go,
going back.
there's 2 current shows that I would like to watch if they ever hit a streaming service, and that's 3 shows. Big Bang Theory,
Yeah.
2.5 Men. I would like to watch from at least the early seasons with Charlie Sheen,
Right.
and
yeah.
then
I could see that being
then
interesting.
his other show, Anger Management, which I always heard, or I've watched a little bit of, it, and it looked fairly funny.
Yeah.
But they just haven't yet. And I think, doesn't CBS have their own streaming?
They do all access.
So I imagine, if anything, Big Bang Theory will go to that.
I want to watch
Is
Twilight
CBS?
Zone.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Is that the one that has Twilight Zone
Yeah,
on
I
it?
want to watch that. I really do, because
We got 2 episodes out of it for free.
Yeah.
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 First 2
Yeah, I
episodes
remember
for free.
because you were all mad.
it's
Because
good.
we wanted to binge it.
It's good.
And I don't want to pay $14.99
all
a
about
month to
the
do it.
business.
Yep.
Speaking of I don't know if we ever talked about The Office leaving
Yeah,
Netflix, going to its own,
it's
because
going to NBC Universal.
NBC and then Friends as well.
Yeah.
So it's
and-
funny that Netflix paid all that money for Friends
Yeah.
Mhm.
and are only for a year, $100 million for a year.
And actually, Alex and I were going to be canceling our Netflix account for the month of August, but Alex did not
It'll-
get an opportunity to watch Orange is the New Black yet, which
The final season.
I looked at the review, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard.
Well, no
good things.
shit. It's going to be amazing.
Not a
And-
lot of series ends on a high note like
but there
that.
has been one season out of 7, or unless this is 8. Is this season 8? 7
I
or
couldn't
8?
tell you. It's not
I
my
think it's
show.
I don't
probably
keep track of
7.
what number we're on, but I think it's 7. There's been one season that sucked, and you watched it
yeah.
with me.
Yeah, and that's why I stopped watching it.
Yes, and I
That was
just
like
I
season
bit the
2.
bullet.
Yeah.
I bit the bullet, and I went back and I went, wow. Season 3 is amazing. Season 4 is amazing. Season 5, like, it's just they had a dry season. You get through it. Everything else has been amazing since, and
Yeah.
it has been a holy shit moment as an ending every single time.
Mm-hmm.
What I will watch is Jack Ryan season 2 there's a trailer out, but I don't think it comes till late August, but on Amazon Prime
Okay.
Video. But I remember you never watched the first season because
I don't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's John Krasinski, but I remember enjoying it. I don't remember hardly anything about it, so maybe I should go watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm still watching The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, and they just got announced this week that they were renewed for season 4, which honestly was not a shocker because
Is it good?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And if I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 people at work. Out of those 5, I've turned 3 onto watching it. Like, it was just watch the first episode. And now one of them's trying to binge to get all the way up to where we're at. I'm like, ooh, you've got a long way to go.
Right. Yeah. I can't wait till Castle Rock comes back, whenever that is.
I forgot about Castle Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I really like that one.
Let's move on from
Any
there.
playing news?
Alex is going
I
on
am-
Tomb Raider.
What am I at?
78
78% of the way through Tomb Raider?
by 100%ing every single area.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that I am all in on the Division 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I've even learned how to play it by myself
What
Really?
console?
on a PlayStation 4.
Uh,
Now, I do play it with my friends.
so we'll never play it with you.
Well, I have been thinking about getting it on Xbox
Oh,
Mhm.
because I've learned how to play it by myself.
we
'Cause
did enjoy it
when
for
we
when
played
we did.
it. When we played it, I'm like, there's no way you can play this by yourself. But I figured out how,
Mm.
and so I would like to get it again if you guys would want to play it again.
I wouldn't mind to. I would have bought it when it was on sale.
Yeah, I know, and it'll be on sale
It'll be
again
on
because we're
sale.
moving into the sale season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Probably then. Yeah. I
but
don't see
would-
why not.
I would definitely.
I wanted to do
it's
GTA.
Friggin' Ubisoft and their shared world shooters have got me
Yeah.
hooked.
It's very. It's good that it's co-op.
I mean, we do have next month.
What's next?
Or
month?
not next one. Next month's August. 2 months. We have 2 more months.
Till when?
Till
So
Borderlands.
Borderlands
Borderlands.
and Halo. Then
Oh,
wait, no,
yeah.
Halo's next
No,
year.
Yes.
Gears. Gears.
Gears and
We're playing Gears.
Are you? You never said if you're gonna get Modern Warfare.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh
yeah, that's a yes.
That's a given. I am very excited for Modern
Yes.
Warfare.
But I have one more piece of interesting news.
Go ahead.
I last night tried out Borderlands 2.
No.
Oh.
You tried out like the best one. That's
Oh
amazing.
no. That means you hated it.
Yeah, probably.
No, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But
Mhm.
I've only played like an hour.
Do you want to
Oh,
play
okay.
it with us?
I don't know.
We'll
I'll
need
go
to-
play
through
it.
the story again.
We're
No.
playing it now.
Wait a minute.
It's a great game.
I
We
need
love
to.
it.
I need to play a little more to see if I'm going to put more like
Yeah.
significant time into it.
Okay.
So what I do think about it is because of where I stand with the Division and with
Mhm.
Ghost Recon Wildlands is that I'm narrowing myself to the realistic stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
Brett, I will say Borderlands 2 is the best in the series.
I'm sure it is.
It is.
And I've
I
been
c-
told
you can't
that
play
by
any other.
I've been told that by anybody who's played it.
It's
Mhm.
our favorite.
Yeah.
It's the reason Alex started cosplay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
So
what do you think of it so far?
it's fine from
He's
what
only
I've
got an
done.
hour.
I'm still in the snowy.
And
Yeah.
it's very
Place.
boring there.
What
it's,
I'm-
it's not even like
You haven't been to
interesting yet.
Sanctuary
What
yet.
I am getting overwhelmed with is the like every corner you turn, there's a gun,
Loot.
and
loot,
I don't mind the
loot.
loot. It's the guns. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what's
Nothing you carry matters.
Yeah, nothing you carry matters.
basically.
You
Yes.
just keep upgrading,
Don't get
upgrading, and
attached.
upgrading. Don't get attached to your
Well,
gun.
see, that's the thing about the Division 2 is that you put considerable thought into
Yes.
your gun selection.
Until you level up
right, and
then you get
but
another
there-
one.
But it's so prevalent that
for a few missions.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well, I've put probably 6 to 8 hours into the Division 2 now,
Oh man.
and you learn certain area. Like I know what box has a gun in it,
Okay.
you
well,
know.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
so usually, depending on the area you're in, if you stick to what level you are, then the area you're in is a certain amount of level. So the gun
Mhm.
you pick up is obviously going to be probably the same level that you are.
Yeah.
So I've learned, and then as you keep going, you can put certain attachments onto your gun to make them even a little bit better.
Right.
And that's how I've learned how I'm able to play by myself is be a little bit higher level than what the mission calls for.
That makes it easy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well,
Or
you breeze through it.
doable by yourself.
We pissed Rob off while playing it because we skipped over a lot of side missions
The
at the
Division?
beginning. No, I went to Borderlands
Oh,
2.
okay.
I thought about Borderlands 2. We pissed him off by playing that. We skipped a lot of the beginning because I have played that game. We're now on our third
You
playthrough.
skipped a lot of the side stuff in the
yeah,
beginning.
at the beginning.
Okay.
You don't
Mhm.
need it.
Yeah.
You really
Yeah.
don't.
It's
It's just-
fun.
Yeah.
It's just like what I noticed with the side stuff, because I did like 4 side missions, is when you go to turn in your side, he's like, "Here's the next one, do it."
Yeah.
I'm like, no, okay. So I
Yeah.
was like,
you don't have to.
I didn't even realize I was doing the second one when I was doing the second one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. If you just breeze through the storyline, that part alone is fun.
And honestly, I might do it just for the achievements, but at the same time, I've got like 4 things that I'm playing right now. Plus, I haven't even started Shadow of War, which is on Game Pass now.
Since when have you went from a problem of I have nothing to play,
I did.
I'll play
and
baseball,
I didn't really want to.
and now you're playing The Division. You've tried out Borderlands. You're interested in Shadow of War, and then what was the
And
other one?
Still doing a co-op play with my buddy in Wildlands.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing the New Game Plus Spider-Man play.
And you'll play Gears with us every now and then
And
when
I'll
we
have
play
to,
Gears.
I'll have
Huh.
to play the Gears when it comes out, and
Brett's got
So,
gaming
yeah.
in his system.
I would
right now.
suggest getting the Ultimate Pass.
I have the Ultimate Pass.
You did?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so playing and
Wow.
watching.
That was playing and watching. Some other gaming news. Fortnite tournament happened over the
I
weekend.
saw this kid.
Yeah.
Booga!
Booga.
Booga one!
So we watched the first singles match
Mhm.
of Fortnite, which was 1 out of 100 people playing, and it was just insane. All these gamers doing this thing, and we saw Booga won, which is how old is he? 16?
16.
16-year-old. He won. He won the first game, and it was an intense gameplay. Alex had to stream.
I was like, I paused like wanting to stream because I was like, let's just see what it's like. I just have no interest in this. And I was like, get him. He's over there. Like, it's almost like watching football. Like,
Mhm.
get this, get that. Oh, he's over there kind of thing.
Yep.
And it was like really cool. And then he wins. Like, you just see him going pop, 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 and then gets the guy. And I was like, I felt really happy for him. I was like, wow, this guy's really good at doing what he
So
does.
he won 3 million.
3
Yes.
million.
So let's say he collects 1.5. If I'm that kid's parents, I'm like, put it in something. You will not have to worry about retirement because he's 16 years old.
Yeah. If he puts at least $1 million into savings,
Now,
No, it wouldn't
not
even be
just,
savings.
Not just savings. Put it into
Mm-mm.
mutual funds or
Right.
something that's going to
Some
work
kind of
for you.
stock or CD or
And-
something.
like he's listening to us
He
right
can
now.
probably, if he wants to go to college, have that paid for, so he's got no student debt,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he is set up.
Yeah. This Fortnite tournament did
All
it
because
for
he's
him.
good at playing Fortnite.
Play video games, kids.
Well, be good at.
Be
Yeah.
good at
try
your
to be
video
good at it.
games. Get good.
Get good.
So the gamer's tag was Booga. He's the one who won.
Yeah, I don't
It
know
was-
his real name.
It was held in the Arthur Ashe Stadium in Flushing, New York, which is actually the largest tennis stadium in the world. Holds
Mm.
23,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I looked at Josh because they do like in the middle of each tournament or each round, they go and they take the camera and they show you what the audience looks like, which is like it looks like they're watching football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw a bunch of like older men with their kids there that are much younger that are
Well-
just all about Fortnite. And I'm like, Josh, the world has became, we're not taking our kids to football anymore. We're going to a video game tournament.
Because going to a football game is super expensive.
It's so modernized.
Did you
now.
see what the tickets were to go to it?
to the Fortnite
Yeah.
event? No,
No, I wonder.
So
I'll look it up real quick.
But it's funny you mentioned that because Nintendo did some marketing here lately, and I saw a Nintendo Switch commercial where a dad and his son are playing Fortnite on 2 different Switches. So like they're both
Yeah.
playing on a Switch. So then you just marketed to a family that doesn't know any better. Well, both of you need one, so there's 2 per household at least,
So you can
unless
play
you
with
got
your
more
dad.
kids.
Mhm.
So you all can play together, and it's a way to bring in maybe a father who isn't a gamer. So they're kind of
Well, that's what they should with advertisement
Well,
for the Wii.
exactly. That's exactly.
It
what I
was a
gonna say.
family
Oh.
console.
Yes.
So it was a total of 50 pros and 50 celebrities playing in the Mega Fortnite event, and the tickets were $50
See that? I mean,
per
that's
person.
that's
That's
about-
actually-
that's
Can't
what it
even
is
get
for
a-
a friggin'
You
football.
can't even get in a parking lot for 50
That's
bucks at an
actually
NFL
a,
game.
that's actually a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. I
And
mean,
I
how
was-
do you think they were able to give away $3 million?
Well,
50
it's
bucks
Fortnite.
for yes, but it's one time. You know, if you get season tickets to an NFL game, it's thousands of
Oh
dollars,
yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
and that's
Very
if you
true.
can get a good seat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
can you
That-
imagine us having kids right now? Please, Dad, can we go to the Fortnite tournament? Like, it's on TV.
It was. Yeah, it
It's
was
not
all
like-
over. It was
It's
all over
it's
the
on
place.
TV. You're there and you're watching someone watch a TV and play. So I mean, as a gamer, I know this is just so opposite and so
As a
like
streamer
like
too.
as a streamer, I'm like it's just
Yeah,
hard.
whoa! Why are you criticizing
That's
that?
what I'm trying to say. It was like
you need that.
You do.
I know, but it's like,
And we need that. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us live on YouTube.
I know, but it's like I hear the
This isn't
old
gaming,
the
though.
old fart in me
I
arguing it.
Yeah.
Will I take my kids? Yeah, sure. I mean, kids are into certain things at certain ages. Like me asking my dad, "Can I go to an Aaron Carter concert?" Is, know nothing about the kid and the music, and he's like, "No, you're not old enough to go to a concert."
Okay, don't bring that up again, Alex. We don't need you to be
I'm
a
just trying to. Kids are into
sore
certain
Sally on the
things.
podcast here, okay?
No, I get what you mean.
At least he gets it
So, kid won $3 million.
by playing video games.
That's
Good
dope.
job.
Dope.
So, do you want to do the trivia next? Because I have a twist on
Yeah.
the trivia,
Sure.
and then I got a couple things that I brought.
Yeah.
So, I'm doing trivia a little bit differently, and we'll see how it goes
Okay.
in case it stinks. But basically, instead of coming up with questions from specific movies, I did something different.
Uh-oh.
I thought of movies, and I went with easy movies for the first time to see how you guys like it.
Okay.
But I thought of a movie, and then I wrote out a very technical explanation of what happens in the movie. And
Okay.
So with
So this is a
Hope-
plot point.
plot point with no character names.
Okay.
And we have to
Nothing
guess the movie?
specific, and
This
you have
is
to
a
guess the
plot
movie.
point with
Okay.
this is interesting.
Now-
People do this on the internet all the time.
So I think you'll probably get them pretty easy,
okay.
but we'll see. And then
Okay.
if you like it, then I'll try harder movies and try a little bit more cryptic messaging.
This is interesting.
I'm ready.
All right.
Are we
man-
doing the 10 seconds for Alex, by the way, rule?
Sure.
I'm not
That-
shouting things out,
that
Alex.
goes.
Yes.
All right. A man has a vision and finds a way using advanced genetic technology to bring prehistoric life forms to modern day for entertainment purposes.
Got it.
I got it too.
1, 2, 3.
Jurassic Park. that was a good one. I
Yeah,
like that
at
a
first
lot.
I was like, what?
Now-
What the?
I was really like, he had a vision.
I did write these from my own
I was
brain.
gonna say, are you using
As
the
I do
description?
You
all-
normally do.
As I do all my
But
trivia.
you do double check yourself,
it
right?
if I'm not sure, I fact check it.
Okay.
A rich man and his wife are murdered, forcing their only son to commit his life to fighting organized crime under the guise of a nocturnal creature using fear to his advantage.
All right, these are too easy, Brad. That's Batman. but I like the.
That was good.
That's very, very
That's
good.
a great synopsis of Batman.
You know, you could like get extra credit in college for writing these.
Yeah. Like summarize it.
If I was a teacher, I'd give you a gold star for these.
That was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm following this the whole way.
You can be the guy they hire to write the description on the back of the movies.
True.
Without
Could be.
giving
People
away
don't look at that
anything.
anymore,
They
Alex.
don't.
Oh, I do. If I,
Especially if you buy. Well, I
It's not-
have. I've never read. That I
No?
recall. I've
It's,
never read because I already know what it is.
I know, but
Right.
it's not on the back of the movies that we read anymore. That makes us old farts. It's actually the description under the Netflix account.
It
The
is.
net-
It's
the next,
the Netflix
the,
description.
You're right. I
synopsis.
do read those. Like
I'll tell you an annoying piece on Netflix, by the way.
What?
I hate. Okay, the Netflix account in general on any streaming service now seems to always think that whatever I have highlighted, I want it to start playing.
Yeah,
I hate the autoplay.
Yeah, I hate the autoplay.
does it autoplay or does it have just like a?
Well,
like a
I get sound.
Some of them
But I thought
autoplay.
it's like a slideshow almost, like just
Sometimes.
Not all of
scenes. Okay.
If it's Netflix, it'll do a trailer, or it might
Yeah.
show you
While you're
some
trying to read
clips.
something.
And you're trying to read it, or you don't want to wake up somebody while you're trying to understand what you're gonna watch here.
Yeah. Okay, back to trivia.
Yeah.
A New York cop is recruited by a veteran of a top secret government agent to police and monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth.
Men in Black.
These are good.
These are really good, but I'm
Do you
like,
have a hard one?
I want a difficult
Well,
one.
maybe.
Oh.
Okay.
A sport enthusiast discovers he has a hidden talent in another sport. He uses this talent to save his grandmother's home and beat his rival at his own game.
Can I say it?
Okay, go ahead.
Happy Gilmore.
Yes. At first, I was gonna say it was.
I was gonna say Angels in
Space
the Outfield.
Jam.
If
Well, that's.
See,
well,
I was thinking.
what were you saying?
I was gonna say Angels in the Outfield, but I mean,
There's no hidden talent in Angels in the Outfield.
well, it at first it was a sports enthusiast had it. Well, okay.
Where are you going with this?
His
Mine
hidden talent
made
is
sense.
prayer. Okay.
Mine made sense, except it wasn't a hidden talent. He just sucked at golf
And baseball.
and
Wait,
baseball.
what did you say?
Space Jam.
She was thinking that.
I don't know.
If any of these you're not going to get, this might be the one.
Okay.
All right. A group of friends use their love of cars to live life to the fullest, including stealing truck shipments of electronics.
Well, I mean, that's Fast and Furious.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, is that really
That
what it is?
could have
I didn't
been-
really know that was the storyline.
That could have. Well, that's the first one.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was like,
that's the
that's what
first
I
one.
meant. Like, I was like, wait a second.
How long ago has it been since you've seen the first one? I mean, I
Sixth grade?
couldn't tell. Really?
Really?
You've never rewatched it?
Nope.
Wow.
Wow.
That's impressive. That
I
you got
watched
that
it
then.
at a sixth grade lock-in.
And you can still follow the storyline?
I don't watch it for the storyline, Josh.
True.
I don't know what's going
It's
on. There's
very
always
true.
an evil person, and they have to work together. And there's cars, and they look beautiful, and things go boom. And there's a lot of cool fighting
You
scenes.
just described every action flick in the 90s.
Yeah, but these
Yeah.
these ones take it to another level. That's Fast and Furious, and they're usually going
So-
very fast.
Yeah, I like that.
So I will do these again then, and I'll pick harder movies.
That was good. And yeah, more.
And there's a person named Dom.
There is a person named Don. Did you know he's 52 years old?
Are you serious?
That's
Wow.
not that old.
No,
Well,
I mean he's
he looks
aged
it- well-
really well. I think he's aged really well. He does not look 50.
He definitely doesn't look like the way he did in the first.
No,
We're
but
talking about
it's
Vin
'cause he
Diesel,
was
by the
Vin
way.
Diesel.
20 years old in the first.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't 20 years old. He was
Have you seen what Jennifer Lopez looks like?
01 to 19.
She's got to be like 52 or 53. She looks like she's in her.
So he was in his
20s,
mid
30s.
30s.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks amazing.
So does Jennifer Aniston. She is 50.
Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna say this without looking at directly at her face. The rest of Jennifer Aniston is starting like she looks good, but you can tell that she's trying to hide how old she is. She's at
Maybe.
that point.
Every woman gets to that point.
I
I'm sure.
know.
I'm
I know.
I gotta
Understand
talk
that.
since we've hit Netflix so much. I gotta talk about one thing.
all right.
Apparently, Eddie Murphy got a huge deal from Netflix.
Doing stand up?
Yes, it's
Mm.
because
Ooh.
Chris Rock did a stand up,
He
got
did
a
a
bunch
few.
of money. Adam Sandler did a stand up, got a bunch of money. So what I heard on the radio, I have not confirmed this, is that Eddie Murphy got $70 million to do 1 to 3 stand up specials for
He
Netflix.
gets to choose if he wants to do more.
I don't know how it works in the contract.
Okay.
You gotta
but-
come up with the content.
Right? He's.
That's
I
pressure.
believe what it was is he was on the show with Jerry Seinfeld, the Riding in Cars.
The coffee one?
Yeah, and apparently he talked about wanting to come back
Hmm.
to do comedy. I don't think Eddie Murphy's been relevant for 25 years.
He needs
In
to do
comedy,
stand up then.
no. Mm-mm.
He needs to do stand up
Well, that's the easiest way, especially on a streaming service, to
Right.
get back to relevancy, if he's even funny anymore.
Have you ever seen his stand up?
I have not seen Delirious, which I know is famous for being
Is that the one I-
hysterical.
Is that the
We've
one I like?
seen both of them. We saw Delirious
He's
and
in
Raw.
that orange jumpsuit. Or maybe it's Raw that I'm
Jumpsuit?
thinking of. Jumpsuit.
Delirious is
Jumpsuit?
purple.
Okay, so it's Raw that I'm thinking of.
We might be flipping those.
which
We're
was-
gonna have people yelling
Which
at us.
was
No,
in
I
the
want-
80s.
He's like wearing a red jacket or something.
Yeah, that's
I think. I don't know. Both of the ones I've seen, it's funny. But it's you have to take it as like an older. He's older than us, so it talks
Oh,
about
yeah.
like growing up and stuff. But
Sure.
it's the same as
Oh,
like.
it's Delirious is red.
Okay.
Raw is purple.
I thought
Okay, then I remember
not
both,
surprised.
but I
'Cause
remember read more.
our friend to the show, Dylan, was watching it on Netflix.
Okay, he's like 21. How did he like
Well, that's
it?
the thing. It surprised me that
Yeah.
he
Yep.
loved it
Yep.
Oh.
because he was literally not alive. I wasn't even alive for
Yeah, for some
Delirious
of
or
it.
Raw
yeah.
because that's really old.
It's
Um,
funny black comedy. It's funny.
so
Hmm.
I've never been a real kind of like Robin Williams. I've just never really cared for Eddie Murphy
Really?
as an actor, especially.
None of his
He's-
movies
he's
really-
loud.
Yeah, he's loud and obnoxious.
the only thing I kind of like is Nutty Professor.
because he's loud.
Yeah.
And obnoxious.
Yeah.
But
With
he
his
just,
fart jokes.
his comedy is just not for me.
Okay.
But I would watch his stand up.
Yeah. Who's your favorite stand-up comedian? We've never really talked about this.
Well-
I don't think I've ever watched a stand-up
Everybody's
comedy
got
with
their
you.
their funny bone is very different. Everybody is.
Yeah.
That's why going into to be a comedian and then to start off and going on stage, you have to be able to connect with one person, make one person laugh. And you're
At
like,
least.
ha.
I've
Yeah.
talked about one on the show before, and that's Sebastian Maniscalco, I think is his name.
Okay.
Which I don't think he's well known yet,
Mm.
but he's been doing it a while. And then, I mean, of all time, I will listen to Bill Engvall's stand up. Now I know
that's cool.
he's
Yeah,
he's
I
that's
like
good.
him.
not he's kind of a niche guy, even though he's been doing it for
Oh my
20, 30
God.
years.
Yes.
Jeff Foxworthy, the blue collar comedy guys, I can take them in short spans.
Yeah.
The first collection they did together,
Mm-hmm.
I hate Larry the Cable Guy, but Ron White, Jeff Foxworthy, and Bill Engvall, I think are really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Larry the Cable Guy, you can.
It's
He's-
just so.
It was funny
terrible.
when it started.
Yes.
It
Now
was-
it's just stop with the stupid heartburn
can't take
preparation
it.
H commercials. I don't know what he's doing.
Can't take it.
What's the commercials he's doing?
I don't know, but he's doing the movies like the Tooth Fairy 2 or some crap.
Psh,
If you
get
don't,
out of here with that.
if you, so they're not. So the comedians that you're talking about aren't very raw. They're very
No,
much
they're-
about like growing up or family issues and
Sure.
Mhm.
and things like that. Now, if you want to take it, they're older than us, much older. If you want to try out a new comedian who I believe is still on Netflix, who is
He doesn't-
our
Brett doesn't
age.
have Netflix.
Okay, well, who's our age, and I'm sure that you're able to look him up on YouTube, is John Mulaney.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I didn't like the guy we listened to on the way to Cedar Point.
Yeah, he's raw and
Who's
like
that?
he's like a stoner guy.
Who was that?
The guy that we listened to on the way to Cedar Point.
You're not talking about Chris Porter.
Yeah, Chris Porter.
No, that'd have been Bill Burr.
No,
it
we
wasn't Bill
listened to
Burr.
we listened to Chris Porter. We listened to
Yeah,
his new
that-
album.
That was his name.
Oh, well, I like Chris Porter.
Yes. So I'm saying like because he doesn't like that kind of raw.
Oh, Dimitri
like-
Martin's pretty funny too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the stuff that Bill Engvall and stuff.
Yes,
the
the
way,
story people.
yeah. So John Mulaney is funny and he's our age, so he relates.
My opinion doesn't matter.
What I'm trying to explain is like he tells stories that we can relate to and makes it really funny because we're like, oh my god, haha, I totally am dealing with that right now, and you made it a joke.
Every comedian tries to do that, Alex.
He
You're
talks.
generalizing a little bit.
Even though
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No.
Even though I loathe this woman, I thought Amy Schumer's first Comedy Central.
She
The
was
first.
funny.
The
Yeah.
first one
First.
She
only.
was. Yeah.
That was funny. There was another one that I had in my head. Oh well, the king of stand up to me is Jerry Seinfeld.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
I think Jay Leno holds a pretty good crown up there.
and I'm a huge Leno fan
Mhm.
anyway. So yeah, anything he does, I love.
got
You have
some
to
comments?
watch out of Raw and Delirious. Delirious is the really
Okay.
big one. That
That's
everyone's
the one in the
everyone's
red
qu-
suit.
that's who's we got quotes coming from it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Is that what's in our
Now
chat?
I have
It's in our
seen
chat.
a stand up, a Bill Cosby stand up from the '70s. That was really funny.
That would have probably been himself.
Yeah, Bill Cosby himself. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
should probably stay away from Bill Cosby
Probably,
on
You
the
know
podcast.
what? You know what? You know what? That's just saying like I can't listen to Michael Jackson anymore.
A lot of
Okay.
radio
Well.
stations turned him off.
Yeah, they did. But you know what? No matter what he did,
Bill
bad,
Cosby as a comedian, that stand up is probably one of the funniest I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
As a person, I'm sorry. As a person,
And I
we
remember
can't.
I was a kid
I don't wanna
watching
touch
it,
on that.
and
Oh yeah,
it was
clean comedy.
funny.
Clean comedy.
You can't. Whether or not every single person has got something bad that they have done.
Well,
Okay, whether it be hot, like ridiculously bad to something that we probably don't even know about bad,
right.
or we know and it's not that bad. Bill Cosby, what was funny? He
was-
put out some really good
Even
stuff.
though he did that, he was still
He
funny.
was
in
it
the
doesn't take
70s.
away his
It
funniness.
doesn't take away his fame and what he was known for. And back then at
It
least,
tarnished
Michael
it.
Jackson, same thing. He paved the road for
King of Pop.
King of Pop.
Yeah.
It's history. These guys are good.
That's why I think that's why I love the fact that Jerry Seinfeld, I think he's the best stand-up. Maybe he's not, but he is on the Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedians, and he never was dirty.
Wow, I'm really surprised you brought up like the Mount Rushmore of comedians. Like that's like
That's true.
Of,
Yeah.
That's-
okay.
of stand-up. 'Cause
I
that's,
yeah.
get
I'm
it.
trying to
that's
think
where
of
he
like
started.
who would be on that. You know, like who is the
I don't know. I'm no
depends on your
historian of
age.
stand-up comedians to be able to say
right.
if who.
Like who has the most? Like George Carlin would definitely be up there.
Sure.
I mean, I've never seen or heard any of his stuff. I know it's great. I know it's funny. I've never looked into his stand up, and I know we're probably gonna get
Well, and a
calls
lot
on
of
it.
stand-up comedians, they don't just do stand-up.
no,
That's
no,
how they start.
right.
You know, Nick Swardson did stand-up.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler did stand-up.
Mhm.
You know, it's just where everybody starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, they all did stand-up.
Yeah,
Sin-
they did.
Sinbad did stand-up. Remember Sinbad?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, my parents were huge in the stand-up when I was a kid. Like they
You know, that's
did
where I
they
found
watched
a lot
of
of
it.
a lot of comedy was our long when I would go and visit you in South Dakota and we
Mhm.
would go to Mount Rushmore, we'd go on long road trips. A lot of the stuff your dad would play was like old comedy.
Yeah.
And I was like laughing my ass off. I'm like, I've never heard this before.
And it's not bad stuff
And
either.
it's funny shit that even my parents listened to. They just never played it for us when we were younger. And I'm like, where's this gold mine coming from?
We need to get off.
I
off
need
of
to.
this.
I have to do this subject.
What-
Your wife's Bigfoot, isn't she, Gus?
What's that from?
That's an Eddie Murphy.
Oh, it's Eddie Murphy.
It's
Okay.
it's so quotable, Brett. It's really
Well, I'll
funny.
watch it,
It's
but I
really funny.
need to talk about this because it's kind of it could turn into a moral debate.
We've already been pretty debate like.
Okay,
right?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Debateful.
Debate.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So this story comes out. Heard this on the radio, of course. So this group of women went to this restaurant/bar.
Okay.
And one of them was, I don't remember if she was visibly pregnant or if the bartender overheard her say that she was pregnant and X amount of time along.
Okay.
Okay.
So all the women ordered alcoholic drinks. The bartender took it upon herself to make the pregnant woman's drink a virgin drink. Did not tell her.
Okay.
Served them then, and when the bill came, the woman's like, "What the heck? I ordered alcoholic drinks. You served me virgins." And so the bartender has now been suspended until the manager can figure out what to do.
Bartender should be suspended.
Bartender should be suspended.
So-
and maybe even lost their job.
The
Or reprimanded somehow.
the
That's
the-
not their
the-
responsibility.
It's not their responsibility.
the radio personalities were on the side of the woman, of the patron, saying that it is still her,
Right.
you know, what do I want to say?
It's her body, her choice. I mean, if you really want to go
Yes,
that
I mean, that's
route.
it
like
is-
telling someone that's smoking and pregnant.
It is her. It is her. What the hell is the word I'm looking for? It's
Prerogative?
up to her. Prerogative. There we go.
Prerogative.
It is up to her what she wants to consume as a pregnant woman.
Right.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you cannot command someone to do that.
So
or not do
in
that.
in a situation like this, I always look at the ramifications to the business side. If the bartender wanted to do this, she has to tell her. She can't just make the virgin drink and serve it under the guise of an alcoholic drink.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what she should have done is go to her manager and say, look, I'm uncomfortable making this alcoholic drink for this woman who's visibly pregnant.
Right.
And maybe the manager then makes it.
That's when you do it.
But people called in or wrote in on Facebook and said any manager in the same situation, their managers have always told them it's up to that person.
It is.
If they order an alcoholic drink, you got to serve it to them.
Or the manager can refuse service.
That's the other thing is
Yes.
the manager
you
can refuse service.
You have the
Manager
option to do
can,
so.
not the
Manager.
bartender.
Right.
Now, at the same time, the bartender has a liquor license, and they are held scrupulously to the rules
They
of
won't
that
lose
liquor
their
license.
because of this,
not,
though.
Not,
I
not
you know
for
what?
this.
No.
But they can choose to not serve people that maybe have they're
Over
cutting
the
off.
influence.
Yes, like I've been at the bar when this guy was a dick,
Go ahead.
and he had been drinking, nothing to eat, and he wanted more, and he wasn't visibly intoxicated,
Mhm.
but just by sheer volume, she knew that he had had enough without having anything to eat.
Dang.
Mhm.
And she's like, look, this is my liquor license on the line here. I'm not going to serve you anymore. You haven't had anything to eat.
Right.
And he was unkind about it.
Bartenders.
Because it was alcohol. Alcohol
Well,
brings out anger.
I think a bartender themselves, if that's their liquor license with their name on it, they can refuse the service.
No, they can, yes, but
Because I actually had to do this before. I've served alcohol in Illinois, working at a arcade place, and I had to actually get my license to pour alcohol.
I have a liquor license for when
It
I
was like-
worked
It was
in a
like
liquor store.
$25 or something. But
Yeah, it's I don't
company
even
paid for
remember
it.
how long you have it.
hmm
I don't remember how long it's
I think it's
good
a
for,
year.
probably.
Yeah.
Which means mine's no good anymore. But,
Yeah, mine not either.
but
But, yeah, I did it.
in this situation, this woman had a drink or two at lunch or whatever it was.
Hmm.
So
I know people that are like that actually go out on lunch and have a drink or two. I can't do that.
what you
personally.
can't do is serve them something other than what they ordered and not tell them.
Right. That's the information that should have been brought along immediately.
And I think, I don't know because I'm not a pregnant woman, but depending on your doctor, they'll say, yeah, 1 glass of wine.
There's some weird stipulations now. You're allowed to have a certain amount of caffeine, and
Yes.
you're allowed to eat.
It's not
whatever.
a no alcohol period is
Right.
best for your baby.
Yeah.
There are the leniencies or certain allowances or whatever. But,
Alex, you want to chime in on this?
I'm
It's
trying-
we're just dudes talking
I
about
understand.
a pregnant
I'm trying
woman,
to.
and you're
I'm trying to find a saving grace for this server. I don't know where she's from or where this came out of, but I'm looking at Indiana.gov and the license, like the rules, like what they're allowed to do, how they can use how you can use your license as a bartender.
It sounds like just a bunch of dudes grumbling about a pregnant woman.
Well, I'm looking, like, I found all of the ones that we've talked about so far, which is you can refuse.
You absolutely can.
This is the state of Indiana that I'm looking at because we live in Indiana. That
Mhm.
you can refuse service.
Yeah.
But it says to someone who is already consuming alcohol.
You
Sure.
can't just
Is what it
refuse
is.
service to anybody in general.
It says alcohol versus non-alcohol. Hold on, I found it.
Oh, you're fine.
Sunday through
I just think
Saturday.
that I think that the bartender should have said if she was uncomfortable doing it, then go to the manager immediately. I don't think that this should have been brought
that's
along.
why you have a manager
That is exactly
to
why.
handle those kinds of situations.
Right.
This is what it says. And this is IC 7.1-5 through 10 through 15. It says it is a criminal offense to sell or furnish alcoholic beverages to an intoxicated person. In addition, the provider may experience civil liabilities of death or injury, even to a third party, occurs as a result of the act.
Yep.
That is all it says.
I have a question.
Hmm.
So therefore, after about 2 drinks, a bartender should technically stop serving you.
Yeah, but everybody's different on
Tolerance
how they
level,
affect
yeah.
how they are
That's
affected by
true.
alcohol.
But just by saying that right there, if a bartender gets you drunk, they just lost their license.
Well, yeah, because how many times has one of us gotten shit faced in a bar and shouldn't have had?
Every
I
single
think
one of
we-
us has
I think-
at one
I think
point
some of
in
the
time.
worst times I've been drunk have been at a bar.
Now, I've been a regular at places where I've said I'm not driving, and they'll keep serving me.
Okay.
Reminds me of a quote from Ron White. I was drunk in a bar. They threw me
No,
into
no.
public.
I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
I love it.
Yeah. So anything you want to touch, Alex? Alex, I don't think you're gonna find any other laws real quick here as we're talking.
Oh, it does say discriminate on here. It is unlawful to for a permittee to discriminate between pricing, allowance, service
that's
charge,
something else.
whatever.
That's something else. Okay.
Oh, this means just like half price for females. Prices, you know.
Ladies' night.
Yeah, ladies'
Sure.
night. Yeah.
Which-
Actually, no, and that's it. It doesn't say anything. That's it. I just got to the last one. This was talks about minors, and this one talks about persons being under 21
So
old, and
pregnancy has no.
pregnancy is not
There's
on
no
here.
law with pregnancy.
So,
It's a moral.
It's
Thing.
it
Yeah.
absolutely is.
so me and I had a good argument there that I was gonna say, but I forgot. Other than like, I think how I would have approached the situation is what I was gonna say. If I was a bartender, I would say, I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure here that you don't want to order a virgin.
Sure.
Just clarify.
Be delicate.
Yeah,
but
be delicate about the situation. She gets mad, but hey, at least you know and you're comfortable with saying, all right, well, here you go. Or just say, I'm going to turn you over to another server because I don't feel morally comfortable
Sure.
serving you as you're pregnant.
Or your man.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
But no, I agree with the situation with her being fired or being let go or whatever because she didn't ask. I mean, I don't know the whole situation, but that right there as a business part of it, sure, she did the morally right thing, but not always is the morally right thing the right thing.
At least in a kind of a ethical business
Yes.
ethics.
Yes.
I'd like to see how this turns out.
We'll see.
I wonder. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably honestly going to side with the customer.
And customer's always right.
Customer's
Yeah.
always right.
Well,
It's not like
not
it's
to
not like the
mention
customer's
that-
asking for her firing or anything.
Right.
It's not like you're gonna get that.
But,
Maybe just recommendation.
I mean, she was literally in the wrong. The bartender.
she is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we have anything else we want to touch on? I mean, it looks like we're.
Nah,
Are we getting
we're
time?
good.
Yeah.
We got a few things to save.
You want to save the rest of the stuff on our board?
I mean, we're talking about morals and stuff. I wanted to do the breastfeeding thing.
Can we touch that real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
So Josh and I, again, we're watching a YouTube channel, and it goes over Twitch fails.
Okay.
So things people do and they get banned. So it's like the Twitch news, pretty much, like the
Okay.
bad stuff. And this person, was she banned or not? I don't remember.
Yeah.
She was banned.
Mm-hmm.
So she got mad that she was banned that while on stream, she was breastfeeding. Like, and it's like in the stuff that they show us, there's a big black bar over her boobs. It doesn't look like she was covered up.
Yeah.
And my first initial reaction was like, that's wrong. And I will explain why. I don't have kids. I want kids. I am pro breastfeeding. They're there for a reason, not necessarily for the whole sexuality thing, but they're there as feeders.
Biological
My
purpose.
biological purpose
What's your
is
thought
to
of
feed children.
Breastfeeding.
I'll
and-
get to mine in a
Okay.
minute.
Okay. So, but there is also decency. There's human decency. I'm not just going to, those things are there for feeding. If my baby's hungry and I'm out in public, hopefully I've got a little stall to go to and do it. If so, sure, I'll do it that way. If I have a drape, I will at least keep myself covered. This woman had a choice to put her BRB screen, which every Twitch streamer should have, on, or say, hold on a second, my baby's crying. I'm going to stop my stream for a second. I'm going to feed my kid and be right back. Not whip out my tits and breastfeed on, like, that's borderline porn. You don't know who has a baby feeding fetish that's watching you.
Sure.
Like, I'm exposing my kid to this.
Yeah.
I don't even want my kid on stream, but that's a whole nother subject. But that was my initial. I wanted to put my thoughts on the subject out there. Breastfeeding is good. That no, she could have had an out, gone to the bathroom behind her.
Right.
Well, so when you said this, so I saw a woman walking through Walmart, no cover, just breastfeeding as she's shopping.
Both out.
Just one.
Just one.
But clearly, no privacy. Just here's everything.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I don't really agree with that either.
I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
You got to be comfortable.
Again,
what I
time
did-
and a place.
I text this friend that I have who has a newborn
Yeah.
and still breastfeeds. I'm like, would you do that? Because I wanted to know. I wanted to get an idea from someone who's doing it
Right.
where the line is.
Yeah, that's Good
So
to
she's
know.
like, well, I always carry my whatever she
A
uses.
drape.
Yes.
Blanket.
But if I didn't and he's screaming because he's hungry, then yeah, I would do it.
And walk around Walmart and not take 5 to 10 minutes to sit down in a bathroom or somewhere.
Let's
and
just
feed
say,
him.
let's morph it into there is no private place to go. So it's not do it.
Then you don't walk around Walmart with your tit out.
Okay,
Go to
so
the
you're
vehicle.
standing in the middle of an aisle doing it. What's the difference? You're still in a very public place.
I'm sorry about it's just me.
The,
I wouldn't do
The
it.
point is the choice is not do it at all or do it in a very public place.
If that's the choice, then yes, I'm going to do it because my kid is hungry.
Oh, I think it's
You're at like a last
But-
resort there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
This woman obviously clearly wasn't, nor was the streamer.
she was
And the
she
streamer is
appeared
mad that
to
she
be-
was banned.
she can't be mad. There's certain decency rules. You
Look
know,
at
she
people
has
and
to
their
follow them.
platforms, and there's
Especially
rules.
when she's obviously at home, she has somewhere private to go.
Right.
Yeah. But the way that you're describing it with her being like just in an aisle breastfeeding, like that just doesn't.
Well, let's say she's on a time limit. She's only got X amount of
Time constraint
to
is different.
to shop.
Get a blanket. I mean,
Well, I forgot. I'm putting out
I know you're putting out a
the
situation.
extremes,
You
but
do.
because maybe that's what it was.
it can come to that.
Yes.
Yeah, it can. I'm
I
sure.
mean, you say here's all these things you could do to not do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But what if those were not available to her
See, the
in,
way
in the
It's
most
very-
extreme situation?
In the most extreme situation, sure, I'm going to feed my kid. And
I
I'm
would
going to
like
take
to
whatever
think-
punishment it's going to take or looks that it's going to take, yes, but
Oh, I'm not talking about this. I agree with you with the Twitch streamer. I'm talking
Yeah.
about this situation in a Walmart.
if there is no because I don't know the background of this woman's story. Could she be in a hurry? Could she need to get something last minute? Is he screaming or is it screaming and it really needs some food right now?
Did-
Yeah, sure, I'm gonna pull out my tit and do it. But when comparing it, because the story that I'm going off of is the Twitch
right.
streamer. There is a time and a place, and that could have easily been a "be right back, people. I need to go feed my kid."
Right?
was this woman in a hurry?
She didn't act like she was.
So
But
that's the other thing. Like, look
she
at the
was
situation.
there with multiple family members too,
Who could have helped her out?
probably.
Gosh.
Some people do it for attention.
Could be, or they just literally don't care.
I don't know.
It's like it's feeding time.
It's a very
no
touchy
matter-
subject.
It
no
really
matter
is.
what I'm doing, it's feeding time.
I
Yeah.
mean, the one and only time I've ever been exposed to breastfeeding where I thought, that's a little unacceptable, but I didn't know how to handle it because I just let her do it, was I was I work in an office setting where it is private, like closed doors, and a woman came in, she sat down in an exam room, and as I'm trying to go over something, she just whips it out in front of me and her baby wasn't crying or anything. Like, we're literally talking face to face, and she just whips it out and puts her child on it. I'm like, I mean, we're in closed doors, and that's great that you feel comfortable with me, but it was just like I saw the whole thing. There wasn't any hiding it. She didn't have her, it was just, she was wearing a tank top. She just pulled her strap down and did it right there. And I was like, would you like me to get a blanket? No, I'm okay. I'm like, okay.
Do you need
I-
anything?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a woman, but
It is a very touchy subject,
I
especially
don't
for men
know
to talk
why
about.
you would be okay with just letting anybody see that. That's a very personal thing between you and your own child.
I'm not okay with anything being exposed of myself in general. Like if I'm at a beach or at a pool, that's the only time you'll see me without a shirt.
Again,
Like ever.
I'm
Ever.
not a nursing mother, so it's just.
I mean,
Can't-
this
can't
is
relate
on-
to it.
Can't relate to
Can't
that.
relate
This
to
You
is-
can
it.
only give our insight
Yes,
of what
and
we
what
see.
I'm going to be very curious for if and when I do have my own child, that I can go back to this episode and be like, wow, I'm stupid. Or, oh my gosh, yes, I still feel that same way.
That's a
Sure.
good thing to have.
Sure.
But, that's my opinion right now is, hey, if it's got to happen, it's got to happen. I understand. But at least make it look like, hey, it's my last result versus, all right,
Resort.
I'm just going to, put my child up here and I'm going to go grab some groceries.
Yeah.
And
Well,
act like nothing's going on.
What I do know is, at my 2 jobs ago at the financial institution that I worked at, there was a closet with a nice chair that was specifically for nursing mothers.
That's awesome.
Now, not obviously you're not gonna have your child at work, but got a
Happens.
pump. you know?
Happens.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
And
we
I
need to
think
have
it's
one of those
a-
rooms. Honestly,
I think it's a law that it's required to have a place.
You need to
like
have a
that.
private area for
Yes.
for women.
For
yes.
that.
Well, and that can count as a bathroom, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. It's time
get
we got
outta
out of
here.
here. Yeah, we've done some controversial topics tonight, so yeah, we
I
gotta
want to
go.
hear everyone else's opinion. I
Is there
really
any
do.
comments to go on before we go?
It looks like my dad is going back a little bit, and he's just now commenting on stuff that we were talking about with J Lo. So, Dad, catch up. He must have walked away and then came back, and he's like, "Oh, I missed some stuff."
All right. So without further ado, guys, it's time to plug it in. We thank you guys so much for joining us on our YouTube as well as listening to us. If you guys ever want to search our back catalog, go ahead and search us on Google. We're all over the place. Most notable places we're on is Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Those are all the big places. Of course, YouTube is where we do our live podcast, which you can join us live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live podcast, and our audio episode will be out later, as well as we're adding to our audio episode, and this is a little bit of an announcement that I started up. I actually just thought about this recently, and we have a voicemail, and we thanked everybody who's been calling us. A lot of people that we'll shout out is your dad has been calling us,
Yes.
Alex, and Patrick. Name a couple of people. You can call us at our PTO line. Our phone number is 224-225-5780. That's 224-CALL-PT0. So make sure you contact us on anything you have to chime in on. We will be adding our voicemails to the end of our audio episodes now. So the most recent call from our friend Patrick talking about smoking will be attached. We talked about smoking last week, about the age limit being increased. So he did discuss that over a voicemail. So if you guys ever want to call us, make sure you hold on. When you call us, make sure you give us your name, and if you are from a podcast, go ahead and shout it out. So
Let me make sure. I need to say something else. I need to get something.
I just said, "Hey, wait a second." Okay, keep talking.
I want to make sure I get the details
all right. If you ever
All
want to follow us on our social media, we are there. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Facebook is facebook.com/PTO. Facebook.com/PTO Unlimited. Instagram is PTO Unlimited. I've lost it.
_ podcast.
No, at PTO Unlimited.
See, that's why I don't do the plugs.
Ah, I don't have the paper in front of me.
At PTO Unlimited.
At PTO Unlimited. Yeah, that's Twitter. Our Instagram is PTO Unlimited _podcast.
There you go.
So, and we will be live on those, our social media apps every Monday at 6 p.m. for our precast meeting, where we have our pre-podcast meeting. You can chime in, give us topics to talk about, and you can also see what we have planned for the show. And we also do, every now and then, have our own little private conversation about a little topic here and there, or we do taste tests too. So make sure you join us. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute _kitty.
So I have one thing and then my final
You're
note.
good.
But one thing I want to check on is I was talking to Patrick earlier this week, and he had a bit of a scare. His goddaughter got jumped at the train station
What?
by some people, and had her phone, wallet, and AirPods stolen. But she's okay. No serious injuries, but terrifying because she's a young teenage girl.
She's a teenager?
I think she just graduated 8th grade before the summer.
You're
so she's like a
kidding.
freshman in high school.
That is
Experiencing
I hope-
that?
I hope he doesn't mind me saying so, but
Well, we're not giving out names or
Just,
anything.
scary. No.
well, he sent me the article because it made the news.
That is
Mhm.
that is
And-
so.
Yeah,
Oh, it made the news?
two juveniles arrested in Oakland.
Oh, they got
Oh,
caught.
good. They
BART
got caught.
station robbery.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
They caught him. So she
Um,
got her stuff back.
I don't know. He didn't say that, but she's 16. That's he did
Wow.
say.
Still, that's like
That's junior.
Scary.
That's junior, sophomore high school. That is some scary situations. You ever been? You've been in scary situations of
I've
that.
been in scary situations. I've never been robbed.
Yeah.
But and I wouldn't even say I've been in scary situations, but I've been in. I've even told the story on the show. Situations that like what's gonna happen now could go bad, but probably won't, and it didn't. So
Those
no,
get-
well,
those
dude, to
get
kind of
pretty bad.
lighten the situation up for him, though. He did just have a new niece that was born 2 days ago.
he did.
And
Yeah.
he was super excited about it. So
Congratulations,
I was
Patrick.
following him with that because he was out, like, he had showed a picture on his Facebook, or not his Facebook, but his Instagram of him outside walking, like, trying to get the baby out, like, trying to, like,
Oh yeah, they were
Oh,
walking.
they
yeah,
were
I
walking
did
around.
see
He's
that,
like,
yeah.
we're trying to walk the baby out. I really want to meet my niece.
And,
So I know he's a good part of his family's
Yep,
life. So
Mhm.
I was like, oh yeah, she's finally born.
glad
Mhm.
all are okay.
Yes.
Now my real final note is I had a dream last week, and I am not a big dreamer.
You
and
don't.
half
This
the
is news to
time,
me.
I don't remember them anyway.
Yeah.
But what I do remember that was terrifying is that my hair was starting to thin.
Ooh. I
Noticeably.
know that feel, bro. I know that. I know.
Noticeably on the top, and I remember waking up thinking, "Oh my God, thank God that was just a dream."
Thinning. I'm just thinning.
Thinning.
I'm just thinning. I know
Uh.
that feel. Like, going bald is the worst
Then,
thing.
all right. So are you gonna go bald?
I don't think so.
That's
You
not
don't
in your
think
male
so?
pattern baldness.
don't
You don't
believe
have
so.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they say that it comes from your mother's side, but my
It does.
dad has all of his hair. My dad's gonna be 65 this year. He's still less gray than brown, so he
Josh's
has
dad has a head full of thick hair,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but every male on like
my
mommy's side doesn't.
my my mother's father had all his hair.
Oh, okay. Well, you got that going
He
for you.
he died a little bit
Which
young
is
from
nice.
cancer, but
Oh.
there's really no baldness on either side of my family.
You have good genes then.
Yeah.
Damn.
Our kids are screwed.
Yeah, because your dad.
Well, I mean, my dad, he kept his hair for a while, but he was thinning in his 20s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's
All
get
right,
out of here.
Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for all the comments on YouTube. We're going to catch you guys next week. Make sure you join us. What's up? What? Oh, my gosh.
Your
Yeah.
Twitch
Hey, I
stats.
remembered. Hey, if you would like to watch me stream on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Q_Kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I'm playing Tomb Raider right now. I'm also playing, what else am I playing?
Call of Duty.
I'm just playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. On my Sundays, I stream a lot of Tomb Raider.
You've done a lot of Tomb Raider
I am doing
lately.
the Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yep.
I'm trying to 100% it. So you can join me and watch me and struggle with challenge tombs because it was a lot of fun this last time. Sarcastically. So there you go.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.